But ultimately, we have to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to ensure stability in the market. That is not a simple task. So we're working with all of our allies, including our European partners, to bring together a viable collective plan that can restore freedom of navigation in the region as quickly as possible and ease the economic impacts. As to what the precise options are, as I say, mine hunting systems of ours are already in the region. We've already spoken about what we can do in relation to anti-drone capability. But this isn't just about what the UK can do, it's about how we play a part in bringing others together behind a viable plan. So that's where we're at the moment. Firstly, we are working with others to come up with a credible plan for the Straits of Hormuz to ensure that we can reopen shipping and passage through the strait. Let me be clear, that won't be, and it's never been envisaged to be, a NATO mission. That'll have to be an alliance of partners, which is why we're working with partners both in Europe, in the Gulf, and with the US. It's important that we continue that. It is not straightforward, and you can see that historically when there have been other conflicts that have affected the straits. But I do think that working with others, including the US, is the way to go forward. And I had a perfectly good discussion with President Trump about that yesterday. And of course, as you'd expect, I mean, we are talking to the US at all levels all of the time. The Strait of Hormuz is then a separate discussion, and it is a discussion. We're not at a point of decisions yet, and I want to really stress that.
It's a place from which they get their
نظارت بر روند اجرای آن در جدید این موشک‌ها می‌توانند از
hineinschlittern. Eine weitere Ausweitung der Kampfhandlungen brächte große Risiken für unsere Partner im Nahen Osten und in der gesamten Golfregion. Gleiches gelte bei einem Zusammenbruch der iranischen staatlichen Ordnung, der territorialen Integrität, der Staatlichkeit und der iranischen Wirtschaft. Dieser Krieg muss deshalb schnellstmöglich und mit einem klaren Plan, mit einer Strategie zu Ende gebracht werden. Wie die Vereinigten Staaten und Israel wollen wir ein Ende des iranischen Nuklear- und Raketenprogramms. Aber wir beteiligen uns nicht an diesem Krieg. Das haben wir vom ersten Tag an gesagt. Das bleibt dabei für die Bundesregierung. Das heißt aber auch, solange der Krieg andauert, werden wir uns daran nicht beteiligen, in der Straße von Hormuz mit militärischen Mitteln eine freie Schifffahrt zu gewährleisten. Bis heute ist uns auch kein Konzept bekannt, wie eine solche Operation überhaupt gelingen könnte. Es fehlt uns im Übrigen, das wissen Sie aber auch alle, ein nach dem Grundgesetz erforderliches Mandat der Vereinten Nationen, der Europäischen Union oder der NATO. Russland wird jede Chance nutzen, die NATO zu testen und die Ukraine zu schwächen. Deshalb war es nach unserer Auffassung falsch, dass Washington restriktive Maßnahmen gegen den Verkauf von russischem Öl gelockert hat. Wir werden diesen Weg nicht mitgehen. Wir werden den europäischen Sanktionsdruck auf Russland weiter
good things come out of it. But he said, I would like to send the aircraft carriers. I said, I don't need them after the war is ended and won. I need it before the war. So I was very upset with, not upset, I was not happy with the UK. I think they'll be involved, yeah, maybe. But they should be involved enthusiastically. We've been protecting these countries for years with NATO, because NATO is us. You can ask Putin. Putin fears us. He doesn't fear, he has no fear of Europe whatsoever. He fears the United States of America and the military that was built by me in the first term. Prime Minister of UK, United Kingdom, yesterday told me I'm meeting with my team to make a determination. I said, you don't need to meet it with the team. You're the prime minister. You can make your own. Why do you have to meet with your team to find out whether or not you're going to send some minesweepers to us or to send some boats?
Have you been speaking with the French President Macron about the coalition to reopen the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, I have spoken to him. He's been on a scale of 0 to 10. I'd say he's been an 8. Not perfect, but it's France. We don't expect perfect.
Are you confident that France will help with the reopening of Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think he's going to help. I mean, I'll let you know. I spoke to him yesterday. I don't do a hard sell on them because my attitude is we don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them. But it's interesting. I'm almost doing it in some cases, not because we need them, but because I want to find out how they react. Because I've been saying for years that if we ever did need them, they won't be there. Not all of them, but they won't be there. I was very surprised with the United Kingdom. Because the United Kingdom, 2 weeks ago, I said, why don't you send some ships over? And he really didn't want to do it. I said, you don't want to do it. We've been with you. You're our oldest ally. And we spend a lot of money on, NATO and all of these things to protect you. We strongly encourage other nations whose economies depend on the Strait far more than ours. We get less than 1% of our oil from the Strait. And some countries get much more. Japan gets 95%. China gets 90%. Many of the Europeans get quite a bit. South Korea gets 35%. So we want them to come and help us with the Strait. Iran has always used that as an economic weapon, and it's not going to be able to be used very long. Numerous countries have told me they're on the way. Some are very enthusiastic about it, and some aren't. Some are countries that we've helped for many, many years. We've protected them from horrible outside sources, and they weren't that enthusiastic. And the level of enthusiasm matters to me. But they said, we'd rather not get involved. I just want the fake news media and everybody else to remember that was said, because when I've been a big critic of all of the protecting of countries, because I know that we'll protect them. And if we ever needed help, they won't be there for us. I've just known that for a long period of time.
播报新闻是我的日常，必须时刻保持妆容和皮肤的最佳状态。当来到人生中最重要的时刻，也是 KS 逆时奇迹帮助我轻松驾驭，闪闪发光。KS 逆时奇迹活肤露全效精华、精华霜，多达5种 EGF 6大冻龄关键成分，保湿效果让我非常满意，小细纹也不再困扰我。我就是我自己的最佳女主角 ，KS 让我从容自信，光彩动人。我是我人生中的大女主，我的最爱我做主。KS 逆时奇迹系列热卖中，下单请上快点购，透过中天新闻网 App 下单立减50，或输入 CTI 推荐码有额外折扣。